Hey guys, did you know that before I joined SkillCapped I had 20/20 vision? Well, a couple of years later, after watching so many low elo games, I'm nearly completely blind. Every low elo game I watch deals irreparable damage to my eyes. When I wake up, I have to find my glasses by touch, feeling around for them. That's how bad it's got. At this rate, I'm going to lose the little vision I have left. So, with this precious time, I will devote it to healing the most needy, hard-stuck low elo players I can find so they can finally start climbing. The player I'll be tending to today is a bronze ZED player known as GlitterGal, who used to be a support main but wants to climb as ZED mid, which I respect, but she needs some serious help because she is awful. And I know what you're thinking, there's nothing for you to learn from a bronze player, even if you're in the elite rank of silver, but let me assure you, many of the fundamental mistakes she makes I see all the time, all the way into platinum elo. Also, if you don't play ZED, it doesn't matter whatsoever. We're primarily focusing on the fundamentals which apply to all champions. Throughout this guide, I'll be showing you recorded footage from my operating theater with GlitterGal, and then also comparing her choices to FAKER in the same exact matchup so we can compare the differences. Let's get started as I hand off the narration to Tyler.
Jumping into lane, GlitterGal is versus a Sylas, which of course is a volatile melee v melee matchup. Mastering the early levels here are essential to avoid falling behind and stomping lane, especially as melee champions are super meta right now. At level 1, we immediately have our first lesson, so let's listen in.
Let's see what you do here. So, Zed's an energy champ, right? You have no mana. So, like right here, he's just sitting back there, like walk over there and throw a Q, right?
Really?
Yeah, because think about it. What you can, I don't want to say you can spam, but you just have to think about the fact that, so let me just say this. If he was a ranged champion, you wouldn't be able to do that because you might need to use your Q to grab a CS. But he can't actually pressure your CS because you're both melee.
Oh, okay.
So just walk over and try to hit him with a Q. Because if you're sitting
So
at...
would I do that versus every melee matchup?
Pretty much, yeah.
Alright, so let's quickly jump to FAKER playing ZED versus Sylas to see how he abuses energy versus mana users. Literally right at the start of the lane, he throws Q, as soon as the minions meet. It was a beautiful Q too because it didn't hit any minions, so it did full damage to Sylas. Then, the moment the cooldown is up, he throws it again. And again, the moment it's up, he throws a third one. So, you can see a huge difference already, and it's obvious FAKER is actively playing around using energy while Sylas has mana. He can spam as much as he wants right now, especially because Sylas can't really punish his Q being on cooldown that much in the early levels. That will change as the lane progresses, which we'll talk about in a bit. And just so you know before we jump back to GlitterGal, the full-length Doctor review and many more can be found in our Challenger Doctor course over at SkillCapped. We also have a special promotion running, so use a discount link in the description if you're interested in signing up. We also have a money-back guarantee, so there's no risk. Check us out after this.
So like, you have to kind of think about this. So you throw your Q like that. Now, he just used his abilities. You both have one ability. He just used his. And now yours, notice the cooldown on it, 6 seconds. Notice the cooldown on his, 14.
Yeah.
This kind of game knowledge is important.
Yeah, I have that written down. I have a notepad. So I have all his cooldowns written down.
Okay, I'm impressed. Good job. So,
So he has 14 and then his Q's 10 and his W's 13.
oh, she actually has it written down. Okay, that's good.
So, GlitterGal clearly brings apples to class, but if you want to know more about abusing cooldowns, definitely check out our dedicated video for it.
Now, I have a question for you. If he walks up here and you guys auto attack each other just once, you trade auto attack for auto attack, who wins?
Him.
Him?
Oh, me. I don't know.
No,
I
no
don't
you can be
know.
honest. It's good if you're just
Okay,
honest.
It's him, no? Because he has Conquer. I don't know.
Okay, so you think he wins because he has Conquer, and that's fine. That's completely understandable to think that. But you have to understand that Conquer, he has to stack it first of all. There's multiple reasons. There's two main reasons why you would win if you guys auto attack each other. First is that you're an AD champ and he's an AP champ. So I want you to look at their auto attack or their attack damage. 86, 61.
Oh, okay.
So you win in auto attacks, and then that on top of that, you have 3 minions here. So
Okay.
if he walks up to this and you auto attack him, these won't hit you, but yours will hit him
Oh, okay.
because you're in your wave. You're not like walking
Yeah.
up.
Okay, I see it.
So like that's the kind of thing you need to That's like what I mean by everything's about the CS. That's how you know when to trade. That's how you know when to throw skill shots. This is...
But if I was against an AD champ, I wouldn't do that, right?
So yeah, against AD champs, it gets more tricky. So name some AD champs that you would play against in mid. Just things
Like
that...
Yone, Kiana.
Alright, so this was a good question from Glitter. It's easy to know that if you're an AD melee champ, you will be stronger than AP melees because of the simple fact that your autos do more damage. But what about versus other AD melees? Well, then it gets a bit trickier. So let's use an example like Talon versus Yone. Talon's level 1 is going to be weaker than Yone's because Yone has a really low cooldown poke ability, his Q. Because of that simple fact, Yone will win most level 1s. Honestly, the best way to look at it is just knowing level 1 strength. Yasuo and Yone have very similar power levels at level 1 because their ability is pretty much the exact same. But Yasuo has a shield as his passive, so he's just a little bit stronger. Zed, Talon, and Kiana are all very similar, and more comes down to using fundamentals like minions or CDs. At the top of the food chain though are champions like Aurelia or Pantheon. If Aurelia's passive is stacked, she beats almost anyone, and Pantheon just has spammable high damage poke that also hits the wave. So there's no real way of knowing exactly who wins level 1 in AD v AD matchups. You just need general knowledge of how strong they are and what makes them strong. This tier list doesn't show all of the AD champions at level 1, but more of an example of how you should look at it. So we broke down a lot in those last few minutes, and we basically know that what Glitter was doing was wrong. Let's jump back over to FAKER again and see the difference when it comes to contesting CS. First, FAKER is going to throw his Q at Sylas, and this is where we left off. Then he's going to walk up for this last hit. Sylas wants to contest this last hit because FAKER doesn't have Q, but FAKER knows that he's playing an AD champ, so watch what he does. Sylas dashes in, then FAKER, with some really non-glittery movement, dodges the second part of Sylas' E and also trades back an auto. On top of that, FAKER's minions hit Sylas, which is exactly what McBaze was talking about with Glitter. Now, watch what FAKER does here. Because he's an AD champ and Sylas' E is on CD, he walks straight up to him and bullies him off the wave, using Q and an auto attack. Sylas realizes that he can't trade back with autos as he will lose, so he just backs off. Alright, now we're going to go back to Glitter Gal's gameplay to see what she does next.
See, I play pretty passive.
Yeah, and that's a common, I mean, it's one of the biggest things in low elo, and like in the wise words of Dopa, there is no passive play, there's no aggressive play, it's just right or wrong, right? So, like, I'd rather see you int thinking you're making the right play than just sit back and do nothing all game.
Okay. I think I wait till level 3.
So what McBaze meant here was passive and aggressive are not playstyles. If you're playing passive when you shouldn't be, it's just wrong. For example, if you have all your cooldowns and the enemy has none, and they walk up for a last hit, you need to punish that. That's not being an aggressive player, it's just correctly punishing a mistake from the enemy laner. In this lane, both Glitter and Sylas are guilty of playing extremely passively, which, as McBaze says, is wildly common in low elo. They just don't fight each other, and this lane is essentially a stalemate because of it. Let's move on to the next part here, where we'll talk a bit about landing skill shots.
Okay, that was a good try.
Okay, I missed that.
No, that's fine. It's okay to miss.
Okay.
That's what you have to
Okay.
understand. It's completely fine to miss skill shots. No one can hit them all. But I'm going to tell you right now if this was or if this was good. It will all depend on why you threw it. Did you throw it because you saw him? Okay, I think you threw it to try to get that CS, didn't you?
Yeah.
God damn
No,
it, buddy.
but I thought because he would walk that way too. So I thought, oh, I'd get a double whammy.
I mean, that is a concept, like a thing that we'll talk about later. But what I was looking for was like, I threw it because I thought Sylas was going to walk up and hit this. That's when you want to be throwing a Q. And that's not just a Zed thing. If you decide to play other champs, it's the same thing with mages. Anything with a skill shot, you don't just like try to randomly guess where they're going to move. You just go based off of when they go. Because like I said, remember, the core of laning is contesting CS. It all comes down to the CS. So if he gets this, you punish him for it with a Q.
We can see Faker do this exact thing that McBaze was just talking about. As Sylas walks up for this last hit, he throws Q and gets some free poke. You can see it doesn't matter how good of a player they are, they have to stand still to grab a minion. So if you throw your skill shot when they do that, it will land. Let's check back in with McBaze and Glittergal.
It's like you have this entire cannon wave, so you could just like stand in it. You don't have to be afraid. If he jumps in, you just kill him. And like, it's important. The reason why it's so important to understand that is because like when you're standing all the way back here, obviously he's not going to jump on you. But
yeah, I'm just letting him CS for free.
And if you stand in your wave, you're giving him.
Oh yeah, minion aggro. If he tries to attack me.
Right, and like you want to give him that chance to make a mistake. If you're all the way back here, he's not going to jump in, so there's no chance for him to make a mistake. If you're up here, he might actually try to trade, and it's just a bait into a good trade for you, and you can just kill him.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
After that, McBaze briefly touches on something here that will get more important as she climbs the ranks.
Okay, so now he's level 3, so you can't, like, you could have been punished for that, but I think we don't have to worry about that too much right now. Basically, you have to be careful, because think about this. He's level 3 here. You're level 2. Mm-hmm. If this is high elo, he's already jumping in, trying to punish me for being this far up.
Oh, really?
At level 2.
Wait,
yeah.
I'm too... Oh, I see, yeah, because he hit level 3.
To show you something from Faker's game that proves what McBaze was saying, they are the same level, but the concept is the same. Faker uses his W, E, and Q here to try and poke Sylas. Because Faker won't have his abilities up, he actually has to just give up the cannon because he knows Sylas will punish him for it. Glitter was level 2 and Sylas was level 3, so Sylas had more abilities than her. It's very similar and is the same idea, but again, Sylas didn't punish because he too is playing way too passively. Moving on to the last lesson for this video between Glittergal and McBaze. Glitter is finally going to walk up and look for a combo on Sylas, so let's see what happens.
I think I try to trade here.
Okay.
Because I know he's going for the cannon, so I try to contest that.
Is that actually why you did it?
Yeah, that's why I did it.
Okay, that's good. And now remember, I think I already kind of told you in your stream before that it's all about, this is Zed's bread and butter. This is the thing you need to practice and focus on it every time. Have you been doing that?
I missed this though. Yeah, I have. WEQ.
Like, it's okay to miss. It's completely fine.
Mm-hmm.
But let's see where you throw them though.
Yeah, I kind of here.
Oh, that's fine. That's not bad. So, obviously, you should land these. But just remember what I said about like the way you do it. So like I'm going to show you with my mouse. This is how you do it. So this was good because, which I don't think you did this part on purpose, but using your WE to start this trade and grab that CS is like really good and efficient. But so you should throw that WE like that to the side of him, which was perfect. And then all you do, like watch my mouse, WE and put my mouse right there. You don't have to read his movement, nothing.
Yeah, I waited too long.
Because you see, you're so close to him that he can't really, like with no boots, how is he going to dodge it?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like overthinking, because let me see how you threw them. Yeah, you see, you're like aiming like this. But it's fine. This is the thing a lot of Zed players like have to get the hang of.
So let's compare that to Faker here when he goes for a combo in almost the same exact spot as Glitter, but in a much more insane and perfect way. He sees Sylas is about to go for this last hit and places his shadow in a spot where the Q that he throws won't hit any minions, so it will do full damage, then throws his own Q through this small gap between these two minions. So both Qs did full damage, which forces Sylas to have to flash away and TP back to lane after recalling because the lane is pushing to Faker. This is why it's so important to make those big cooldowns count, like Zed's W. Alright everyone, as we mentioned, we have a full course where you can watch all the full-length doctor reviews and challenger earpieces over at SkillCapped. There's so much to unpack in these, so we can never really deep dive in a single guide, so be sure to check them out with our special discount link in the description below. You can also order coaching at SkillCapped with the very best coaches out there at way lower rates for our members. That and by far the most LoL guides on the internet, and the only service offering an improvement money back guarantee. You're in good hands with SkillCapped. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.